Today we're going to take a look at 4 different ways you can try to repair a flat tire, including seeing what happens inside the tire. We got Fix-A-Flat. Mechanics hate it. It makes a soupy mess that gets all over their equipment. We got the needle with a rope to pull through the hole. We got this dangerous tool. Looks like all sorts of fun. And believe it or not, I got screws. Let me be clear. These are a temporary repair to keep you driving until you can get to a permanent repair. Or, if need be, replace a tire. More on that in a minute. If you see the low tire pressure warning light show up on your dash, you got to take care of that before it's too late. I'll tell you later what happened to my kids since we ignored it for a few weeks. Okay, first thing we're going to check out is this Fix-A-Flat, but I'm not going to put it inside a tire. Instead, I'm going to use this clear balloon and show you what happens when it goes in. Mechanics hate this stuff because it just makes a mess inside the tire. But if you're stuck and in a bind out in the middle of nowhere, it might be worth using. I'm not a big fan of it because it's a one-shot thing. Once the can's gone, it's gone. I like the air compressor much better because you can fill it up, and I'll show you more on that in a minute. So we've got our stem and our valve, and this is a balloon. So this is our simulated tire. I don't know what's gonna happen here. So let's shake this stuff for 30 seconds. I've never used this. I'm actually really excited to see what happens. I hope it doesn't explode on me. I'll have Fix-A-Flat all over my face. You better put some safety glasses on, just in case. There, that's better. Tightly twist hose onto valve. All right, so this might explode on us. I don't know. So I'm gonna try holding this thing tightly here. Here we go. Whoa, look at that, it's foamy. Oh, it's foaming out here too. Look at that thing. Maybe it can get bigger. So it's really foamy. Obviously, it's filled this balloon up. Do you want to look at it? Do you want to shake it? It's big, isn't it? So you can use this to spray into your car. I hope it doesn't explode on me. Fix-A-Flat all over my face. This might explode on us. Bah. Puh. Puh. Oh. I guess it exploded. That was actually pretty awesome. So, stuff's all liquidy and goopy. I've heard some people call it like Elmer's glue once it solidifies. But the point is, all the white stuff is supposed to seal a hole around the nail or whatever puncture you have. So there's probably a place for it. I think this would be my last choice compared to the plugs of these different styles and having an air compressor you can use to fill the tire. Because let's be serious, if you're a long way away from help, you might need to use that air compressor multiple times as you drive down the road over miles and miles trying to get help. And if you had a can and you run out, you're out of luck, unless you have an air compressor around. We're gonna see what it takes to use 3 other flat tire repair kits in a moment. But first, let me share a personal experience. My kids were driving back from the lake in the minivan. Suddenly, they had a flat tire. In reality, it wasn't suddenly. We'd been having the TPMS sensor, the tire pressure monitoring system sensor, showing up for a while. Been a couple weeks. We've been ignoring it. You know, life's going on. One time I was taken off on an airplane for a trip, and my son calls. He's like, "Dad, the tire's flat. What do I do?" I tried to FaceTime him and coach him through how to use our air compressor, get it filled up. That kept him going. We filled it up another time or two, but unfortunately we didn't take care of whatever was causing it to go low. So that puncture, which I'll show you in a moment in this tire, finally gave out. Kids are in the middle of nowhere, more than 30 miles from town. It's a holiday weekend. They really can't get any good help. Luckily, somebody stopped, gave him a hand, helped him change the spare tire. And I'm really glad we had a portable air compressor. These air compressor battery jump start packs are amazing. We were able to pump up the donut because that spare tire, the donut, only had 20 PSI in it. It's supposed to be running at 60 PSI. And even then, you're only allowed to drive 50 miles an hour. or less. So they had a long, slow drive to get home, but they made it safely. That got me thinking. One, what can I learn about flat tires? Turns out they're a huge cause of accidents and even deaths in the United States. TPMS sensors, the tire pressure monitoring system sensors that turn on that little indicator, that warning light, you probably don't even know what it looks like. That was mandated as of 2007 in all new vehicles in the United States to help reduce accidents. Now, life happens. A lot of times we ignore things like that, and we ran into a problem. So anyway, I kept the tire after we got it replaced and found this massive drill bit that somehow had been run over, dabbed into the tire. Seems to be plugging the hole okay, but it slowly leaked. And I got thinking, you know, if you're in the middle of nowhere, you don't have cell coverage, you can't call a tow truck, or it's a holiday weekend, the tire repair shops are all closed. That was the situation my kids were in. What do? Now, we had a spare tire, but did you know that 40% of vehicles these days are sold without a spare tire? A lot of people didn't realize that. Go check your vehicle. Does it even have a spare? And if you have a spare, does it have air in it? If it doesn't have air in it, you have a way to fill it up and get air in it. But that also got me thinking, what about all the different products and tools you can try to use to fix a flat tire? All the products I use today, I'll include links in the description. And if you don't have one, these air compressor battery jump starts are phenomenal. I'll have a link for these as well. I'm gonna need a hole in the tire before I can repair it. Let's see. This is probably the most common style of tire plug repair kit. See what happens. It's got these plugs that we pull through, and then these things bunch up and fill up the hole. Okay, we got the drill bit, and then the first nail hole. Okay, after pulling out the puncture object, in this case the nail, we need to remount the hole. So this is going to roughen up the inside, clean it out. With the hole cleaned out, we're going to remove one of these plugs. Thread our plug through the hole like threading a needle with a rope. Okay, we got it halfway through. Then we have this plug bond, so that should be well coated. I was surprised at just how difficult the needle and thread plug is to put into the tire. Okay, here we go. All right, that's looking a little better inside. It was pulled out rapidly. There we go. Well, I like the way that looks. We got a bigger plug on the inside here compared to the first one, so that performed better. Okay, I'm gonna take a break for lunch, and we'll come back and do the second one. Now we're gonna put in one of these plugs. I got some lubricant on it, some oil or something, that should make it slide in a little bit easier. Of course, our first step is to remove the nail. Like before, we're gonna ream this out. This one's got 2 thicknesses to the tool. We got that one in. Now to try and get the thicker portion through. Okay, now we've got this guide tube to come in. Notice there's multiple layers of thickness here. So we're gonna unscrew this. Pull out the probe. Now, look at that. Now we have pathway into the tire. And take our mushroom plug here and push it in, just like that. Screw this guy back on. So now, we're just gonna screw down until our pin reaches the bottom of this probe. And inside, we should be seeing this mushroom plug show its beautiful little head here in a minute. Yeah, it's through. Look at that. It expands out. Pin on the side has reached the bottom, and we see the mushroom plug has opened fully. Okay, now we're gonna back this off 5 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we can have better luck this time. Trying to gently and pull the tool out. If we've done it right, we should see the top of that plug sticking out of the tire so we can cut it off. Try not to pull too hard. So we want the plug to stay in the tire. Let's see. I'm gonna relieve some pressure here. There we go. Okay, we got the plug inside. We got this guy pulled through. Now, the instructions tell me to pull up about 3 millimeters. So what is that, like 1/8 of an inch or so? With the goal of seating that head firmly inside. Just trying to pull that plug tight. And that plug is gone. Last step, cut off the plug. Okay, that was a little bit easier. Move on to the next. On to the final tool for fixing a punctured tire. Now this one has these little screws, 2 different sizes, and we've got some kind of a sealant, tire glue. So I guess we're gonna pick the size for our hole. This is a plastic coated screw of some kind, and start screwing this thing in. I'm gonna put a little bit of this glue around, hopefully. The glue is a little bit of a mess here, since my bottle busted open somehow. Okay, let's get this thing screwed in. I have no idea how far this thing should even screw in. Don't think it's screwing all the way through. I'll try a screwdriver with a little more handle on it. There. Just see the tip coming onto the inside. So, included screwdriver on this kit was a pain in the neck. Something with a little beefier handle is helpful. That's at least below the surface. I'm just gonna take some of this adhesive and tuck in there as well. All right, there's one thing we didn't actually test yet, and that's what it takes to remove the drill bit that got stuck in the tire. So let's see how hard that is to get out. It's kind of tough to get a grip on it. These are little pliers that were included in one of the kits. Looks like it'll get there. Okay, we can get this. There we go, got it out. It does lead to the question though, what's the best flat tire repair kit to keep in your car? After testing all these, there's one thing I would definitely have in my car. An emergency air compressor. Huh? And here's why. With any one of these, they may be able to fill a hole in your tire, but if you can't fill it back up with air, you're not going anywhere. All right, I lowered the tire pressure by about 10 PSI. So we're down close to 25. I've set it to 35 now. Is that showing up? It is. Let's go ahead and start it. In 1 minute, we went up 5 PSI. So this thing ought to take about 2.5 minutes. We're crossing 2 minutes, and we've gone up almost 10 PSI. And we're coming in at 32. We're at 34. It's been 2 minutes and 49 seconds. All right, there we go. Almost 3 minutes on the dot for us to go from about 23 to 35 PSI. Point being, this is absolutely essential to have in your car for either emergency situations or pretty darn convenient just for daily ongoing maintenance. Because did you know that running on low tire pressure actually causes you to lose fuel efficiency? I've got a calculator. You can check out my other video actually. We talk about things you can do to save $1,000 in maintenance. One of those is making sure your tires are in good running order. But I'd still have at least 2 of these. And let me tell you my rank order on them. I'd have this because it seems super easy. Boy, the mechanic's not going to be happy. But once the air's gone from it, you can't fill the tire up anymore. These other 3 all have their pros and cons. I plan to have at least 1, preferably 2 of these other solutions handy in my car. These little screws, these seem the easiest to put in as long as you can find the hole and have some pliers handy to remove whatever punctured your tire. But I don't know that they're going to hold. I like this one with the mushroom because I was able to push it through the sidewall and get the plug in a little bit easier. This one seems pretty good, except it was really hard to get a hole large enough for this thing to fill. So there you have it. They've all got their pros and cons. I have no idea how these will hold up. Maybe we'll try that sometime in the future. What do you think? What would you have? Or drop a comment. Let me know if you want to see a real world test. Maybe we can actually try these on a vehicle and drive it to see how it holds up. I'm including a link in the description and this QR code to tomski.com where you can find all these products so you can be prepared in the event of a flat tire. If you're still watching the video, you'll find my next one really interesting.